Om Namah Shivaya. Om Shanti. Peace. Everyone is still searching for words. Words always fall short. When you rely on them, you're taking power away from yourself. You already have all the answers within you. All you need to do is become still long enough, and everything will be revealed to you. So why am I here? I'm merely a mirror for you. I'm here so you can see yourself, your true nature. There's no difference between you and me. What do you see? What you see is what you get. You can see your own divinity as the self, or you can see the personal I getting involved in all kinds of problems. The choice is always yours. Identify with the world, and you suffer accordingly. Identify with your true nature, the self, and you're happy and blissful. Of course, your true nature is omnipresence and pure intelligence. Therefore, if you are experiencing your real nature, wherever you look, you see harmony and peace because you're seeing yourself. Many people still ask, how can I tell if I'm making progress on the path? How can I be sure? There are many signs. The first is a sense of peace, when you are no longer disturbed by worldly conditions. The world appears to go on. You begin to see it as a picture, a movie. You start to recognize what the world really is. An expression of your own mind. And when you can do that, the world will never harm you again. It will lose its power over you. Of course, your body is part of the world, and so is your mind. Therefore, you need to let go of those as well. When there is no thought for the body, no thought for the mind, and no thought for the world, then divine right action is taking place in your life. And everything becomes joy. Everything becomes love. Without you thinking about it, without desire, without need, you become free. Another way to know if you're making progress is you're no longer disturbed by any condition. You may lose your job, you may lose a family member, you may go through various experiences, but you're not disappointed because you're able to see through the experience to the other side. And the other side is the fourth state of consciousness, besides dreaming, sleeping, and waking. In the fourth state of consciousness, there's always happiness, for that is the substratum of everything you see. Again, the choice is yours. You have the freedom to identify with the world, or to identify with yourself. There's no one, there's no thing that can harm you, disturb you, or bother you if you focus your attention on God or the self. Yet most people do not understand how to do this. How do I focus my attention on God? by remembering I am. I am is the first name of God. When you think of I am, you're invoking the name of God and focusing your attention on God. So when you have some kind of problem or something disturbing you, if you feel out of sorts, if you believe something is wrong, if the war affects you, you do not have to turn off your television, change your environment, or change your circumstances. You simply turn within and invoke the name of God by saying, I am. What happens when you do this? You're really saying, I am absolute reality. I am pure awareness. I am nirvana, emptiness, ultimate oneness. I am Satchitananda. All this transpires when you simply say, I am. This is why, in the beginning stages, the I am meditation is very important. With the breath, when you're doing that, you're pushing all your false notions, samskaras, and the rest of the garbage out of the way, and you're coming into your true identity. You can tell if you're making progress by how happy you're becoming. When you see you're just happy, without any condition making you happy, then you know something is working. If you need something or someone to make you happy, the same someone or something will make you sad. When the person who makes you happy leaves your presence, you'll be sad. When the thing that you're enjoying is taken away from you, you'll be upset. Therefore, do not depend on any condition for your happiness. Happiness is your real nature. All you have to do is to invoke, I am, and you're radiantly happy. Right there. People still believe that if they become enlightened or awakened to themselves, they will have to stop working or stop going out. They think they will just want to be by themselves and care about nothing. On the contrary, remember that you are not your body. Your body will carry on and do whatever it came here to do, but it has nothing to do with you. And that's hard to comprehend for some people. I am not my body. Your body is the body of the world. And as long as you identify with your body, you have to identify with the world. Because the universe is the body of God. You are the microcosm in the macrocosm. That's got to go, or you'll be playing games in the world, in the universe. You may acquire occult powers. You may do all sorts of things with the chakras, but you're still working out of the mind. All these things have to do with the mind. Do not play these games. Go beyond that. Do not seek anything. By not seeking, you'll find. By seeking, you will lose. Everything is planned, everything is preordained, and everything is on your side. There's absolutely nothing against you. If you really knew what was going on, you would rejoice. If you really, really knew what was happening, you would cry for joy. The universe loves you. What you call God loves you. Brahman loves you. For you are that yourself. Therefore, your nature is love. When I say these things love you, I am reversing the process to make you understand that your nature is love. It is your love that creates the universe. It is your love that loves. Otherwise, where would it come from? So to make people understand that their nature is love, I tell them the universe loves them. God loves them. But if you think about it, where would the love come from? Is there a power outside of yourself that generates this love? Of course not. You are the only power. You are the only love. There's no one besides you. Yet you're not what you appear to be. Stop identifying with worldly conditions. Every time something comes up, simply say to yourself, I am. And the I am will begin the process for you. The I am is like a switch. Whenever you get caught up in the world, you merely turn on the switch by saying, I am. And all of a sudden, you'll find that you begin to lose your identity. And you merge into your own consciousness. When I say that you merge into your consciousness, I do not mean that there's consciousness and there is you. What I mean is you really awaken to yourself. You awaken to your true nature. There's not a consciousness hiding somewhere, and you have to go and find it. Consciousness is you. Simply stop thinking, quiet your mind, and you will begin to shine. Do not plan for things. Forget about goals. Forget about desires. Simply work on quieting your mind. And as you unfold, you will find that things are getting better for you. Life appears brighter, more harmonious, more loving. It happens by itself. You merely have to slow down your thoughts. You can see the difference between this and psychology. You're not trying to resolve your problems. You're not trying to figure out why something happened in your life. You're going the other way. You're trying to become quiet, peaceful, with no words, no thoughts. That's when things really happen. You have to make up your mind the direction in which you want to go, and realize that the more talkative you are, the less you're going to awaken. Because talking is part of the relative world. The voice has been given to you to express things within this material world. When you quieten the voice, when you become still, then reality begins to shine through you of its own accord. Now you can see why some saints and sages become silent, and they do not talk for years and years, perhaps never, for they realize that talking is a waste of time. If you do not believe me, think back on your own life. Since you were a kid, look at all the words you have used, all the words that you've ever uttered. What has it done for you? Some of you are thinking, I can't function if I don't talk. I've got to express myself and let people know what I mean. How can I work? How can I relate to family? How can I do anything if I can't talk? Of course, I'm speaking of mental quietness. As I'm talking to you here now, I'm not really saying anything, for inside there is quietness, stillness, emptiness. Yet words come out, but they don't affect me at all. This is what I mean when I tell you that your body will continue its work by itself, and you have nothing to do with it. You look at me and I appear to be a body, and I appear to be talking, yet I'm not. I'm not a body, and I'm not talking, but something appears to be doing that, just as the world appears to be real. The talking and the body are all part of the relative world, and that's simply how it appears. But as you become silent, peaceful within, peaceful and untroubled within, the world begins to disappear. Your body disappears, but you can still see it, and you can still see the world. That's the paradox. I see you. I'm talking to you. I see my body. Yet no, they don't exist. Nothing exists, but everything goes on. There's no one here to do anything, but the doing goes on. To find out what I'm talking about, you have to turn within. You have to see yourself for who you truly are. You have to stop thinking that you're being here, listening to these words, and begin to grasp that you are consciousness. You have no shape. You have no distinguishing features. You are not limited. You are total freedom. Like the wind, like all of space. Like the wind, like all the space. And yet, you are conscious. Remember, consciousness is conscious of itself as absolute reality. So when somebody asks the question, do I have to give up my life to become consciousness? You never had a life to give up. You are consciousness, but until you have experienced it for yourself, it all seems like complete nonsense. But as you come to satsang, as you begin to understand, as you invoke the I Am, as you practice self-inquiry, as you become mindful, as you do all of these things, the body begins to drop away. I don't mean you die. I mean mentally the body drops away, the mind drops away, yet you're still you. And you appear human to all the people that you associate with. But you know who you are. You become fearless. For how can an illusion hurt you? How can the dream hurt you? It cannot. Yet you have to prove this to yourself. Worlds come and worlds go. The earth is billions of years old. Every few years, science tells us that the earth and the universe are older than we ever imagined. There have been many civilizations on this earth. They come and they go. We're just a tiny speck of dust in the grand universal plan. Everything you ever worked for, everything you cherished, you're going to have to leave. The intelligent person begins to see that there is absolutely no substance to this earth. There's no real cause or effect. And they stop identifying with worldly things. Remember that this doesn't mean that you stop acting in the world. Everything takes place mentally first. You begin to disassociate yourself mentally with the whole universe. And when that happens, the mind disintegrates by itself. After all, what is the mind? It's just a collection of thoughts, mainly fears about the future and regrets about the past. That's all the mind is. When you begin to recognize that the world is like a dream, like a bubble, the mind becomes weaker and weaker. And one day it just dissolves. It really doesn't dissolve because it was never there to begin with. Yet you awaken. We call it a spiritual awakening. And you realize the truth behind the saying, I and my Father are one. You just become the unity of all existence. There's no longer any division. You have become the eternal, unchanging, imperishable self. Remember, when I say you, I'm referring to consciousness, which is omnipresence. Therefore, you have become the self of the universe. Everything that's happening is happening within yourself. And you watch, you observe, Like you watch a movie. The movie has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And then you go home. So you've expanded your awareness, and you can see that this world has a beginning, a middle, and an end, and then it's gone. You are simultaneously the world, and you are consciousness. You have become free. Another reason you shouldn't react to any condition before this expansion happens to you is because you do not see the whole picture. Imagine you become terminated from your employment. You feel upset. You've been working there for 20 years, and now you no longer have the job. The average person would become very upset. But as you observe and you realize, you know that you're just peering through a keyhole and you're not seeing the whole picture. You're limited, for you can only see one part through the keyhole, and the part that you see is that you have been fired from your job. But when you expand your consciousness, it's like opening the door, and now you see a completely different picture. You see that, however it appeared, it was karma that took you away from that job. You will see that the job would have somehow damaged you further, or the office was destroyed, or something terrible happened. But as you keep looking, you will see nobody is hurt, nobody is killed, nobody suffered. Life never began, and life never ends. You are able to see the whole thing. This is why a person who is on the spiritual path gradually nudges the door open wider and wider as their consciousness expands, able to see more and more clearly until they can finally see the full picture. Therefore, you are not disturbed, for things are never as they appear. The end result is that nothing is happening. Nothing ever began to happen, nothing is going on, and nothing will ever end. You are simply bliss consciousness. You are Sat Chit Ananda, Parabrahman. You are a divine spiritual being. You are ethereal. Water cannot drown you, and fire cannot burn you. You were never born, and so you can never die. Your true nature is the pure self, and that self is the self of everything. You are pure peace, pure silence, and all is well.